Hello, my name is Aaron, and welcome back to the Retro Gaming Collective. Alright guys, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm about to have a little girl. By the time you're seeing this video, we've probably already had her. I'm trying to record some things for you guys so that it can hold over the channel a little bit while I adjust to new life with my wife and our daughter. But yeah, things are crazy right now. Like at the time of recording this video, we are 4 or 5 days away from our due date. And things are nuts, man. They're nuts. So, having said that, what I wanted to do today was show you guys 10 of my favorite pickups over the last, 15 years of being a video game collector. So I'm going to start with the stuff from the very beginning, stuff that really got me turned on to game collecting and things like that, to some of the more recent crazy purchases that I have had. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. Let me show you what we got here. So to start here, guys, I want to show you 3 of my heavy hitters. Now, these are ones that I picked up sort of at the beginning of my game collecting career, I guess you could say now. And they're definitely some of the most influential for me. Definitely some of the coolest in my collection, even to this day. So to start, I'm going to show you one. This is the one that really started it all for me because I grew up, you guys know, I'm a big Mario fan. I love Mario. I love Mario. I love Nintendo. Love it all. So one of the things that I wanted when I first started collecting or thinking about, I didn't even do it actively, but one of the things that I wanted was all of the 3 original Super Mario Brothers complete in box back when they cost nothing. So this is my copy of Super Mario Brothers 1. You might be able to see, but I got 2 and 3 right in there. And then some other crazy stuff like this. I actually should have grabbed this one as well. This Kirby right here. I ended up buying that one. This is just a bonus. I ended up buying that one from a friend for 20 bucks back in the day. Now, I ended up getting this one off of eBay for $20. And all of the others were between 20 and 30 as well. Now, you guys know that these boxed NES games have gone through the roof. This game, I don't even know what it's worth right now, 300 plus, it varies depending on the day and price charting. But either way, very, very valuable, especially the original. The others are in the 80 to 100 range. And I want to say that this Kirby here is somewhere in the 80 to 100 range, maybe a little bit more, but definitely super influential for me to get me into game collecting. Now, what's funny is along with this Kirby game, I bought these games from, he was my boss when I used to manage a guitar store, maybe about, 10 years ago, and he was getting rid of some stuff. So I picked up that Kirby along with a few PS3 games, nothing super crazy, but I did grab this Donkey Kong Land 3. This is complete in box. I still have my little protector on it, just like I do with all my box games. And I paid about $10 for this, and this one is well over 100 at this point. So again, finding stuff like this from friends, finding it in the wild for that kind of price just doesn't happen anymore. So as you can see, things started to progress for me, and I ended up going to GameStop for this next one here. And again, this is one of the coolest games in my collection. You're seeing my 3 coolest games, a lot of my coolest games in the very beginning of this video. But this one's still one that I'm super, super proud of. And that is the Metroid Prime Trilogy. This is the steelbook with the slipcover here. And it is, this bad boy is looking good, man. It's sick. It's in great shape. Let me see what the disc looks like here. I don't even remember. Look at that. It doesn't look like it's ever even been played, even though it has by me. Because, I take good care of my stuff. But again, this is one of those conversation pieces in the game room. It's just it's so cool to have this. It's one of the rarest games for the Wii. It's upwards of $150 now, and I think I was digging through. I remember when I found this, I knew nothing about it. It was before it was even rare. I was digging through a bin of Wii games at my local GameStop who was clearancing them out. And I saw this steelbook. You guys know I love steelbooks. and it was like 39 bucks. I'm like, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna pick this up. I like Metroid. I bought it, and it's continued to rise in price, and I think it will continue to rise in price. Wii is just super cheap right now to collect for, minus a few things. So yeah, those are my big three, like some of the bigger games that really got me into collecting. And let me show you some of the crazier stuff that I've actually found out in the wild. Next, I want to show you 4 different GameCube games here, and each of them have kind of fun stories. I don't even know where to start. So I guess I'll start with this one. This is Wario World, right? So this is a repro case that I ended up picking up after I found this Wario World disc only. I ended up finding this in one of my very first game hunting videos. If you want to go check it out, I think it was the 2nd episode. I ended up finding this in a Sims GameCube case, and I paid $1 for it. $1, right? And I ended up selling the case and made more money on that. So this ended up being completely free for me. And then I ordered myself this repro case because I don't want to shell out. Because I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It looks, for my purposes, like, it looks great. I don't really care. You can, you know, say whatever you want about that. Everybody's got their own opinions. But this is perfect for me. For $1, I got Wario World. And that was at Habitat for Humanity. I think it was like early 2020, when like game prices just were starting to really peak. So that was really cool. Next, I got The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. This one is complete for the GameCube. I ended up finding this at a pawn shop, and I talked them down to about $35 for this game. You might hear my dog grunting because he's moving. But I ended up talking them down to about 35 bucks for this game. It's now worth well over 70, maybe continuing to climb, because GameCube stuff is just wild right now. It's just absolutely insane. Now, these are my only 2 remaining GameCube games from this particular purchase. This was also in one of my game hunting videos. If you guys are interested in checking that out, I'm going to try to link the ones below that I'm talking about. But bear with me, if they're not there, you might have to dig a little bit. Ended up walking into GameStop, and they had a crap load of GameCube games, and they were marked at the old prices, right? You guys wouldn't believe me, but I got tons of stuff. I'm trying to remember what I had. I had Mario Party 7, which I sold. I had Metroid Prime. I had Super Smash Brothers, tons of other stuff. And these are my remaining 2. These are the only 2 that I didn't have for the collection. But I currently have, and you can see this still has the tag on it. I got Animal Crossing here for, it says $24.99. However, these were I think it was like buy 2 get 1 free or something like that. So I ended up, I'm not even sure what I paid for this, but it was considerably less than 25. And this is a $50, $60 game right here alone. And then this one, I got Mario Superstar Baseball. This one I had marked in my my chart that I paid $9.59 for. So that's been really cool for me. And again, at GameStop, you just don't see that kind of stuff anymore. I remember the old days, and I always loved it when they started clearing out the older systems. You could go in and just buy a crap load of stuff. That's really how I grew my GameCube collection originally. I remember going in there and just like, and again, with the Wii, I was talking about Metroid Prime. You just like grab all the cheap stuff while it's cheap. And I'm telling you, it has paid off for me years later. So I always look forward to that. And I did the same with Wii U. I've been doing that with Wii U right before this crazy surge, man. I mean, it's been nuts. I mean, game prices for the Wii U and GameCube have just been continuing to rise. So, yeah, that's all I have as far as GameCube. I got a couple more that I want to show you here, so let's move on. All right, so I have 3 more games here for you guys that I want to show you. Super cool stuff here. Again, I have a repro case here, but this is Kingsfield, the Ancient City. And if you look for these next 3 games, they're going to be in a couple of my videos as well. A lot of this stuff is really in my videos. This one I ended up picking up at a pawn shop. It was I was looking through their disc-only games in like a binder, and they had $5 a piece on them, and I got a bunch of stuff out of it, but this one was my favorite. $5 disc-only Kingsfield, the Ancient City. This is a $70 game or more now, just disc only. If it was case, like with the case, I think it would be in the $100 range, something like that. Super, super cool. And that's what I love about game hunting. And if you guys are game hunters, you know what it feels like when you look at something and you know it's worth something, and you know you're going to get a good deal on it. There's that rush that you get. That was one of those moments for me. So it was super, super cool. And next, I got a couple of games that I actually paid up a little bit for. But they were really cool because I don't have a ton of Master System games. I don't think you can see them, but they're right up there. But these were super cool for me to add. The first was Phantasy Star for the Master System. Now, this has a sticker for $90, and I ended up getting this for around $80. And this game goes anywhere in the $150 to $170 range. I bought this in a store in Middletown, Delaware that does mostly Dungeons and Dragons stuff and like Magic cards, Pokemon cards, but they started dabbling in video games and they had this game there and they were slipping on it. And I also ended up picking up this a different time at the same store, this Spider-Man for Master System, and it says 50. I want to say I paid somewhere in the 35 range for it. And this game also goes for 150. I think some just sold on eBay for like 300 something. So that's the thing about Genesis games and Master System games is the prices just vary. The only Sega games that I found that kind of stay consistent are the Sega CD games and the Sega Saturn. Even Dreamcast tends to, in my opinion, kind of up and down a little bit. But yeah, that's really all that I had. I do want to tell you, this is kind of like an honorable mention because it's not a game. But my Sega CD, I ended up picking it up for $30 at a thrift store years ago. It had the Sega Genesis hooked up to it, a copy of Road Rash, and in the CD player it had Dracula for Sega CD. So I ended up paying $30 for everything, and I'm going to show you a video of it. I have not been able to remove the $30 price tag on it when it's like I just can't do it because it's a nice reminder of when game hunting was like super, super easy. You always found something in thrift stores. But that's really all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions for me about any video game related things, about game hunting, video games, if you have suggestions for me of things you want to see in my collection, let me know. You can like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I'm still at the Retro Gaming Collective, and I'm also the Retro Gaming Collective on eBay. And if you do want to pick up something from my store, shoot me a message, let me know you're a subscriber, and I'm happy to work a deal with you guys. But yeah, until next time, thanks so much and happy hunting.